Donkey Kong is a port of Nintendo's 1981 classic released on the NES in June of 1986. The game was developed and published by Nintendo and directed by Nintendo legend Shigeru Miyamoto. The game was also produced by notable Nintendo employee Gunpei Yokoi. In Donkey Kong, you take control of Mario, or at the time named Jumpman, as you attempt to rescue Pauline from the evil monkey Donkey Kong. The NES version of the game consists of 3 levels, leaving out the original Stage 2 from the arcade release. The first 2 levels, the goal is to reach the top of the screen to make it to the platform that Pauline is on. And on the final level, you have to walk over certain rivets to bring down the structure that Donkey Kong is on. Each level features different obstacles and enemies. On the first level, your greatest foe will be the rolling barrels and the fire guy who will spawn from the oil barrel at the beginning of the level. You do have the opportunity to fight back against these barrels by using the hammer to smash them, but due to how dangerous the barrels are when the hammer timer wears off, I tend to not pick it up. The second level has some platforming with moving platforms. In this level, not only do you have to worry about the few fire guys, but you also have to worry about bouncing springs that Donkey Kong is throwing down. The springs are the least of your worries, as they're basically always falling down the exact same path and are pretty easily avoided. The fire guys are also easy to avoid as long as you're careful. The most difficult element in Stage 2 isn't any of the enemies, but the fall distance. Even falling a short distance will result in your death, so you have to be very careful about your platforming. The final level has you on one structure with a number of fire guys on it that'll spawn attempting to remove the rivets from the structure Donkey Kong is on. This can be difficult, as falling to a lower level will result in immediate death, and a number of fire guys on this level can force you into a trap easily if you're not careful. Once all the rivets are removed, Donkey Kong falls and you're reunited with Pauline, at least for a few seconds until the game restarts. The game is simple and easy to pick up and play, but hard to master. Even today, there's still high-score tournaments for this game that was released 35 years ago. When going for a high score attack, the game is milked for points by jumping barrels and doing other tasks rather than attempting to reach the final stage. In fact, a new high score was reached just 2 months before this video was made. Donkey Kong is a unique single-screen arcade game that offers quite a bit of variation compared to other games released around the time. It's fun, although it can be frustrating for newcomers. The game's graphics are pretty bare bones, but also really pop when displayed on a CRT. The bright colors with black background gives the game a quintessential early 80s arcade look. Donkey Kong does feature some very simple music with just a short, square wave riff that repeats as you play it, as well as some more interesting fanfares. The game does include the iconic Level 1 intro fanfare. Donkey Kong has reached legendary status over the years, being one of the most mainstream, successful arcade games after the release of Pac-Man. The game had a major influence in making Nintendo grow as a company and eventually releasing the Nintendo NES home console.